Good morning. I'm County Judge Richard F. Cortez, Chairman of the Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1. On March the 16th of 2020, Governor Greg Abbott granted a request by Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton to temporarily suspend and limit the number of open meeting laws to the extent necessary to allow telephonic or video conference meetings in response to this COVID-19 matter. In accordance with those suspended rules, notice of this meeting of the Board of Directors of Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1 has been posted online for at least 72 hours. Although members of the board are not gathered in a central physical location, we will have a quorum in attendance at this meeting by video conference or telephone call. The board is meeting by the use of Zoom software and telephone transmission, which allows two-way communication for members of the public during the public participation forum. This meeting is being broadcast live online. As we would on any in-person meeting, members of the public who have followed the instructions of the meeting notices will be permitted to participate in the public forum portion of this agenda. If you would like to participate in a public forum in a future meeting conducted by a video conference or telephone call, please follow the instructions on the posted meeting notice. All other meeting procedures will adhere to board adopted procedures to the extent possible. We apologize in advance for any unforeseeable technical difficulties and ask for your patience as we navigate through this unprecedented time. The time now is 9:48, and we'll begin with the roll call to establish quorum.
David Fuentes, Precinct 1.
Eddie Cantu, Precinct 2.
Ellie Torres, Precinct 4.
Richard Cortez, County Judge. That constitutes a quorum. Mrs. Lacine, will you please lead us in prayer?
Morning, Judge, Commissioners. God of love and mercy, assist us in this time of trouble and anxiety. Ease our burdens, strengthen our faith, increase our trust and confidence in your compassionate care. Give us the courage we need, dear Lord, to face the difficulties before us, knowing that with your help, miracles happen and lives are restored. We pray for a share in your healing graces and ask that you surround us with your comforting goodness, for health in mind and body, and for the heart filled with hope and peace. Amen.
Amen.
I don't believe we had anyone sign up for a public forum. Is that correct?
That is correct, Judge. Yes, we don't have anyone.
Then we'll go on to the approval of the consent agenda.
The consent agenda, just approval, check register normal, and then just one vendor. Everything's in order. We recommend approval.
So moved.
For approval. Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 5A.
Yes, sir. 5A, requesting authority to advertise an approval of procurement packet, legal notice, specification, draft contract, et cetera, as attached here to draft contract number 1. Concrete mix and related items, RFP number ATD 120500902, including the advertisement of the project and bids. In the event bids are rejected or no bids are received, project still required.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
6A, 1, requesting approval to accept bids in a work construction contract with the lowest and best bidder meeting all specified requirements. RG Enterprises DBA G&G Contractors, RFP number ATD 120340729, Jackson Road Drain Phase 1 2018 bond offender project number 16. Base bid, the total amount of $1,691,022.96, as recommended by project engineer Quintana Haley and Associates Inc., subject legal review and compliance with House Bill 1295.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 2, pursuant to Texas Law and Code 262031, in the interest of expedited project progress, requesting authority and approval for Drainage District General Manager to execute change orders that involve an increase or decrease in cost $50,000 or less, and no event exceed the change order statutory limits. The original contract price may not be decreased by 2% or more without the consent of the contract.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item B, requesting acceptance and approval of authorization number 1 in the amount of $48,780.78 as submitted by LNG Engineering in relation to professional CMT services, PD lateral drain projects 1 and 2 through our award contract number CATD 120031077 for the Dow County Drainage District 1 on-call professional construction material testing services, subject to legal review and compliance, House Bill 1295.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Item 7A, requesting approval to create contract specialist 1 position, slot 43, and assess salary at grade 9, step 1, no budget impact for 2020. We're requesting this. We have over 60 plus contracts, construction contracts, and we're asking to help our procurement manager manage these contracts. Therefore, the request for this position.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 2, requesting approval of updated salary schedule.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 8A, acceptance of drainage easement from Dalia Rodriguez as it relates to 2018 bond project 21, mile 10 north and mile 1 west, pending final legal review.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Do we need to go to closed session?
We do have one item in executive session.
Okay. Pursuant to subchapter D of chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, we need to retire to executive session or closed session in order to discuss those items. Any action items to be taken will be taken in open session. I have a motion to retire to closed session.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, we're back from a closed session. We do have an agenda item to take action on.
Yes, sir. Under 10A, possible action real estate acquisition, we would ask for the board to take action and proceed as directed in executive session.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I believe
No action on 10B, sir. That's it.
I think that takes care of all of our agenda items. Might have a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. We are adjourned.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Ivan.
We're going to move into our Commissioners Court meeting. Good morning again. I'm County Judge Richard F. Cortez. On March 16th of 2020, Governor Greg Abbott granted a request by the Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton to temporarily suspend a limited number of open meeting laws to the extent necessary to allow telephonic or video conference meetings in response to this COVID-19 matter. In accordance with those suspended rules, notice of this meeting of the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court has been posted online for at least 72 hours. Although members of the commission are not gathered in a central physical location, we will have a quorum in attendance at this meeting by video conference or telephone call. The commission is meeting by the use of Zoom software and telephone transmission, which allows two-way communication for members of the public during the public participation forum. This meeting is being broadcast live online. As we would on any other in-person meeting, members of the public who have followed the instructions on the meeting notice will be permitted to participate in the public forum portion of the agenda. If you would like to participate in a public forum at a future meeting conducted by video conference or telephone call, please follow the instructions on the posted meeting notice. All other meeting procedures will adhere to board adopted procedures to the extent possible. We apologize in advance for any unforeseeable technical difficulties and ask for your patience as we navigate through this unprecedented conditions. The time now is 5 minutes after 10, and we'll begin with a roll call to establish quorum.
David Fuentes, Precinct 1.
Eddie Catu, Precinct 2.
Ali Torres, Precinct 4.
Richard Cortez, County Judge, that constitutes your quorum. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Join me in prayer. Dear Lord, show your compassion for all of us as this coronavirus continues to impact our communities. Heal those who are sick, support and protect their families and friends from being infected. Strengthen and encourage those in public health services and in the medical profession, caregivers, nurses, attendants, doctors, all who commit themselves to caring for the sick and their families. Inspire, give insight and hope to all researchers focused on developing a vaccine. Sustain all members and business owners who suffer loss of livelihood due to the shutdowns, quarantines, closed borders, and other restrictions. Protect and guard all those who must travel. Guide the leaders of our county and our nations, that we speak the truth and act with justice, so that all your family may know healing. Hold in your gentle embrace all those who have died and comfort their loved ones in their despair. Remember all your family, the entire human race, and all your creation. In your love, amen. Item 4, the approval of the consent agenda.
Judge, Commissioners, with your permission, I would like to take out of order from consent agenda item 8B, 1 and 2, 9A, 9X, and 9Y.
Give me the 8s again, please.
8B, 1 and 2, 9A,
Okay, thank you.
9X, and 9Y.
Thank
Move
you.
for approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners, for the record, Commissioner Fuentes will be abstaining from any discussion and or action as it pertains to consent agenda items 8B, 1, and 2. With that being said, if we could have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Let the record show that Commissioner Fuentes abstained from voting or discussing on the matter.
Thank you.
Judge, Commissioners, I'm going to ask Ms. Marta Salazar to address consent agenda items 9A, 9X, and 9Y. Ms. Marty?
Thank you, Mr. Guerra. 9B, this is for the Health Department approval, 9A, pardon me. This is requesting authority to advertise and approval of the procurement packet as attached here 2 for hauling services for all road materials. This is for precinct 2. The observation is I'm going to recommend approval subject to final legal review of the packet. It is being uploaded as we speak.
Move for approval?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
9X, requesting approval to exercise the county's option to extend for a 1-year term under contract number C-19-123-07-30 and not 03 with True Blue Pure Water for bottled water services for Hidalgo County. And I believe that is subject to the 1295 if it hasn't been already uploaded.
Move for approval?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries.
And item Y, 9Y, approval to exercise the county's option to utilize the 1-year extension option for the contract number C-19-086-08-20 with Frontera Materials Incorporated and with Terra Firma Materials under the same rates, terms, and conditions. And this is subject to the 1295s.
Move.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Do we have anyone sign up for open forum?
Mr. Lopez?
Yes, sir. We have Ms. Fern.
Okay. Good morning, Ms. Fern. There is a 3-minute time limit on open forum. I will commence when you start.
Commissioners, I have the following comments on the agenda items as listed. Item 10B, I have no problem in approving Lupe as a community housing development organization, but I would like to know how many homes they are going to build with the $250,000. I will be willing to bet that any builder in the valley could build a home for low-income families faster and better quality at a lower price? The answer I'm looking for is that we are not building a home for low-income families. Is this true that the county is participating in a process of distributing federal money to low-income families? The problem is at the end of 12 months program, a family that has an income of 80% of the median income, which is $31,332, will have a new home. How is this family going to pay property taxes on that home? If the family lives in FAR, their property taxes increased by 8.61%, and the city manager thinks that that's a wonderful thing. 10C, the Affordable House of South Texas is requesting the same designation. Again, how many homes and what's the price of each one? 16B, this is on lighting. My question on this item, is there a process that provides access to all rural areas? Also, the budgetary impact says no physical impact at this time. Does this mean that there will be an impact in the future? How much money are we talking about, and is there a master plan? 16G1, this is a reference of $2 million from the general fund for emergency-related expenditures. Can more specific description of expenditures be provided? 17A3, provide an example of costs that cannot be lawfully funded by the line item listed. We see this constantly. 17B1, emergency management. What is the difference between 17A3 and 17B1? Cost cannot, and then we have 17H1, which is a lab coats that you're going to buy $93,000 worth that they're going to throw in the trash. What are we using now is my question. And the IT department to provide costs not accounted for in the current budget. We'd like that kind of described to what's going on. It sounds like the county is trying to create paper trail for costs not listed in the regular budget. 19, why only the McAllen School District? I believe Edinburgh is the largest district we have, so why are they only there? And my last thing is the use of masks are a joke. Y'all are wanting to spend money, it looks like, on this, that, buildings, redecorating, whatever. How about buying N95 masks to give to the ones who have tested positive? Also, I look at the county employees in this building, and they all have little masks that are not protecting them. So I would like you to look at your masks because they all say this product has not been FDA cleared or approved.
Fern, that's 3 minutes.
All right. But check on the mask. This is ridiculous. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Lopez, do we have any other participants?
No, that was all, just Ms. Fern.
Thank you.
Okay, we go into item 6A, County Judge's Office. We have a report from Emergency Manager, Mr. Saldana.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Currently, our county threshold has been surpassed. We're currently sitting at $4.7 million in damages reported by the county and municipalities. At the state level, we're currently at $13.7 million. That's between the 32 counties that were part of the state declaration. We're about 24 million short, but this continues within all the counties. And within Hidalgo County, we're still encouraging our municipalities to continue submitting updates to their disaster summary outlines to hopefully increase these numbers. Currently on the damage assessments for the individual assistance, FEMA and TDM, FEMA Region 6 and TDM are currently reviewing some of the numbers that have been submitted. We have a total of 2,826 homes that have been self-reported and or submitted by municipalities and the county. 196 of those are totally destroyed homes, and 606 are major damages, which is a total of 802. And again, FEMA and Region 6 and TDM are currently reviewing those numbers. We are encouraging our municipal partners to continue submitting numbers of any businesses or residents that were severely impacted due to the Hurricane Hanna, whether it had been wind or flood damages. We're currently working with the NGOs within our county, currently Southern Baptist Men has already started mud and gutting. They've done about approximately 80 homes in our county. Team Rubicon will be coming in here within the next week or so. American Red Cross is currently doing assessments and also providing assistance to some of the residents in Hidalgo County in some shape, form, or manner. And we are continuing the dialogue, hopefully bringing in more NGOs to support the efforts and supporting some of these families. We continue working with the Food Bank of the Rio Grande Valley to do food distribution in those impacted areas. They will be in Monte Alto tomorrow. Mr. Longoria from CSA is currently in the Monte Alto area, serving the needs of those residents, to include Hargill. They're doing them by appointment, apparently every 30 minutes. So that's where we're currently at the present moment. Dewatering operations has ceased in all of the 3 precincts. 3 of the 4 precincts have engaged our preposition contract company Series to do the debris management. There is a lot of debris out in the roadways within our county and in a lot of the municipalities. A lot of the municipalities are currently doing debris management also within their own communities. The state provided us some pumps to do some dewatering activities. All of those have been demobilized, and they should be being sent back to the TxDOT yard in FAR currently. Any questions for me, Judge or Commissioners?
Appreciate all your help, Chief. And I know that this has been not only trying for COVID, but with the response to the hurricane as well. Can you, and maybe Eddie can expand upon this just a little bit on the vector control and the spraying that we're doing for bugs? Because I think that's a big part of the calls that we're getting is the health component to that. So I don't know if Eddie's online.
Yes, sir. Good morning. This is Eddie Olivares, Hidalgo County Health. We're working in collaboration with each of the precincts in dealing with larviciding, putting out briquettes on the standing water. Larviciding is the most effective way to remediate mosquito issues before they were ever born. It killed thousands and thousands of them. The next thing is we're working with spraying. We're partnering up with each of the precincts. Precinct 1 actually is one of the precincts that already has their licensed applicators they have on their team, and you have the equipment available to start spraying. You all have been doing that. Each of the other precincts, we're applying through the Texas Department of Agriculture Commission to get an extension of our licensing through the Health Department to support Precinct 2, Precinct 3, and Precinct 4, so they can have applicators go out and spray with the equipment that we have through the county health department. That's being done, and training is taking place for that. Tomorrow, we're having our vector control task force meeting via Zoom. So we got all the cities taking part in that. So we're coordinating efforts with the cities and the county and the precincts to assure that we maximize the most efficient way to deal with our mosquitoes. So it's very important. One of the other things that's important to understand, we cannot spray if the wind is more than 10 miles an hour or if it's 80% humidity or greater. And usually we spray very early in the morning, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, when there is no traffic and there is no one out, but the mosquitoes are the most active. I'll pause there for questions or comments, sir.
And I appreciate that you're helping the cities out as well, because one thing is they keep reaching out to us for help, and we've told them to fill out the Form 213 to get that submitted in so that we can assist them as well. You know, obviously we're doing our part in the rural population, but if you could, and part of the discussion is just to put that information out there, that there is help if they submit those forms, and we can help them get that done, right?
That's correct, sir. If I have it within our capacity of the county to obtain that, we have got no resources from the state. I have some county resources. We've assisted the city of Mercedes, city of Hidalgo, city of Peñitas. We're working with the city of Edinburgh and some of the other communities to help with either equipment, adulticide, which is the chemical, the spray chemical, or larvicide, which is the briquettes that they put out. We are assisting those. All 213s have been met already that have been submitted, sir, and we continue to work with those municipalities and partners, sir.
I appreciate that, Eddie. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Chief Saldana, one last thing on the debris that you were talking about and engaging the debris management. You know, I know that we're talking about a little bit of construction, but it's also the branches, which I think is what Ceres and Tetra Tech are going to come in and assist us with. But considering that we're still in hurricane season, we need to try to get that debris out of the ditches and the bar ditching along the side, because that's what allows water to flow, and we don't want that flooding to occur. So I thank you, Judge, for signing those orders for us, and let's hopefully we can get these guys in the field before we go through another rain event. But I appreciate you putting this on, Judge, and Chief Saldana. I think it's important information for us to share to the community. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
And ladies.
Item 7A.
Judge, Commissioners, before we go to item 7A, District Attorney's Office, and this is related to what I'm going to ask, may I ask the court to please rescind the action taken on accepting the consent agenda?
Move to rescind.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners, then I would like to pull from consent agenda item 7C, 7C out of order and approve the balance of the consent agenda.
Balance of the consent agenda with those exceptions that you had prior, right?
Well, we've already taken action on 9X, 9A, and 9Y, and the abstention on AP 1 and 2. So I'm asking now to pull out consent agenda item 7C and then approve the balance of the consent agenda.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to approve as you recommended.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. And Judge, Commissioners, I would like for the record to correct a requisition number that was posted. Requisition number posted is 0049111, and that should actually be requisition number 419111. If I could have the court accept that and approve.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you so very much. So we do now have item 7A for the District Attorney's Office.
Good morning, Commissioners. Judge Rosalinda Cantu presenting for the District Attorney's Office. Item 7A, the DA Howard G. Buffett Foundation, Fund 1281. We're asking for approval to accept the Howard G. Buffett grant in the amount of $22,563.27, effective April 1st, 2020 through May 31st, 2020. We're also asking for approval of the certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor. And we're also asking for approval for county judge to sign the following documents. Number 1, the grant letter. Number 2, terms policies agreement. And the third one is acknowledgement of contribution.
Move for approval on 7A, 1, 2, and 3.
Move. Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rosalinda. 8A, Sheriff's Office.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. This is Captain David Freeland with the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office. Under item 8A, Sheriff's Office Organized Crime Drug Enforcement Task Forces. Part 1, we're asking approval of fiscal year 2020 overtime agreement between the Organized Crime Drug Enforcement Task Forces and the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office. Part 2, requesting approval to request OCDEP overtime funds in the amount of $5,000. And 3, authorization for Hidalgo County Sheriff as local official to sign agreement form and related documents.
Move for approval.
We have a motion to approve. A motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion.
Thank you for your time.
Motion carries. 9A.
Good morning, Judge Commissioners. Raul Salguero, Human Resources. 9A, Judge Commissioners, we're asking a waiver of the following items that are listed. Civil Service Commission Rules, Section 3.22, Hidalgo County Personnel Policy Manual, Section 6.27, and 3, Budget Amendment Policy Personnel Related Amendments. Could I have a approval on the waivers, please.
So move.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Good. I just have one item, is B, for the Sheriff's Office, approval of the following personnel action effective next full pay period, 8/17/2020. The sheriff is asking that we delete clothing allowance for 2 deputy positions, 2 deputy sheriff positions, slot 0233 and slot 0403, and that we add that clothing allowance to 2 other positions, slot 0334 and slot 0128, in the amount of $500. So it's a wash.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries.
That's all I have. Thank you, Judge and Commissioners.
Mr. Avila, Urban County, 10A.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. PR Avila with the Urban County Program for item 10A, consideration and approval of the First Amendment to the 3-year cooperation agreements with each participating city for fiscal years 2021 through 2023, necessary for the requalification of the Hidalgo County as an urban county for the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development Program.
So move.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
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 And item 10A2, approval for Richard F. Cortez as county judge to sign amendment documents.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Carries.
For item 10B, requesting approval to recertify Proyecto Azteca, Inc., a community housing development organization within the County of Hidalgo, and requesting approval to execute the 2020 home total agreement for Proyecto Azteca, Inc.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And for item 10C, is requesting approval to recertify Affordable Homes of South Texas, Inc., a community housing development organization within the County of Hidalgo, and request approval to execute the 2020 home total agreement for Affordable Homes of South Texas, Inc.
Move for approval.
Second.
A motion second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And carries.
Hey, Judge, excuse me 1 second. PR, just to clarify, these are recertifications, which means they've been working, been certified before and have done work for us in the past. Are you satisfied with what they've done?
Yes, sir. I agree. And they have been, it's every single year we go to you guys to go ahead and approve them at the beginning of each fiscal year.
But they've been doing this for a few years now, and you feel very comfortable with the work they're doing?
Yes, sir.
Thank
Correct.
you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, for item 10D is requesting approval to enter into a subrecipient agreement between the County of Hidalgo and Proyecto Azteca, a nonprofit development organization who will provide the emergency public services for the Texas Department of Agriculture Emergency Services Help for Colonias Program Grant. And this one, Judge, Commissioners, it's going to be a request that it's assistance for residents living in colonias that have been approved by the Secretary of State's office. It's a maximum grant of $2,000 per residence, and it's for assistance up to 3 months for mortgage expenses, utility expenses, and assistance for food and other needs.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
11A, Human Health and Human Services Department.
Good morning, Judge. This is Eddie Olivares. I have item 11A, requesting approval of the memorandum of understanding between the Department of State Health Services and Hidalgo County Health Department. The purpose of the MOU is to have the Department of State Health Services provide Hidalgo County Health Department with certain confidential data. The term of MOUs from the signature date of the latter and parties to sign and end on December 31st, 2025. This is to get information in regards to death certificates and death data, sir. We do not have access to it, but through this agreement, we get more access to this information, sir.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and second to approve. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Sir, under 11B, sir, can we come back at 11 o'clock? We have a public hearing at 11 a.m.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. This is Yvonne Ramon with the Elections Department with item 12A, discussion on election updates. I would like to start off with the governor's proclamation. The governor issued a proclamation where now early vote has been extended by 6 days. So we will have a total of 18 early voting days beginning on October 13th. And that's a Tuesday and ending on a Friday, October 30th. A second item on his proclamation is very important because the law before allowed a voter on election day only to be able to walk in a mail ballot. So if a voter found himself or herself not able to mail the ballot and timely, now the governor has extended it. What happens now is the moment a voter receives a mail ballot, they are able to turn right around after they have completed this ballot and walk it into the main office. So it doesn't state that just during the early vote period, it states anytime after the voter has received his ballot or her ballot, they can walk it into the elections office. So that's very, very important for our voters to understand this. We will be, of course, sending out different items for our community through publications, through our website, and we invite each and every one of you to please share this information so that we reach all our voters who are able then to submit a mail ballot and instead of mailing it in, able to walk it in. Any questions on that? I will continue, as always, during a primary year, which is an even numbered year, be it the gubernatorial or the presidential, we always find ourselves short with money in our budget, being that the county is responsible to pay in the primary the costs related to early vote, but in the general, costs related to early vote and election day. So I am working with Mr. Cruz to see where we are in need of money. So I just wanted to let you all know that that this is happening. Also moving into a new building. Thank you very, very much. We are in a new building, but it requires security. Because of the nature of our job in securing the election equipment and the ballots and everything, we are working in establishing very, very strict security guidelines. So we're also working on that. The next item that I would like to update you in is an item that will be on the agenda next week. The county election board met and they would like for the item to be presented to Commissioner's Court, whereby you all will discuss and decide on a possible mail out for all voters who are 65 and older to receive an application for ballot by mail from the elections department, from the Hidalgo County Elections Department. So I'm letting you know now so that if you have any questions or would like anything cleared before then, you have an opportunity to ask me. Please call me, email me. I will be more than happy to respond. Any questions on that? I will tell you that we already have mail ballot applications coming in. We've got this foundation, a Center for Voter, that is already sending out applications. We have another application. It doesn't say who is sending these out. What is important to note, though, is that they're pre-filled, but they're not completely pre-filled. They're 65 and older, but they don't indicate that it's an annual. They don't indicate that the voter can then also apply for a runoff. So these are also concerns of ours. And so we're working on that. And again, wanting to have publications so that our community knows how to correctly fill out a mail ballot application that is sent to them. Any questions?
Okay. I have a question. Is this within your budget do you have the budget for possible mail out to 65 and older?
No, the budget, since it's not a pre-budgeted for us to do this, again, this would be something that we would certainly talk to Mr. Cruz and be able to fund this, because again, the county is responsible for the cost. Okay, so just reminders, last day to register to vote or update your information is Monday, October 5th. Remember, early voting now starts on Tuesday, October 13th, and it ends on Friday, October 30th, with Election Day on Tuesday, November 3rd. If there are no questions, then I'll go on to my second item, which is discussion, consideration, and authority for County Judge Richard Cortez to order the November 3rd, 2020 general election. Judge?
Basically, we have positions for the sheriff, Texas Assessor Collector, 3 county court of law courts. We have 2 county commissioners, precinct 1, precinct 3. We have 4 JPs coming up for ballot and 4 constables for precincts 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm asking for your permission to issue the order to call for the general election for Hidalgo County.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay. I think we're going to 13A.
Yes, Judge, Commissioners, with your permission for the WIC Department, Ms. Ramirez, 13A is requesting approval to accept the Health and Human Services Grant Contract HHS 0004005000001 in the amount of $11,323,544 for the contract period of fiscal year 2021, October 1st, 2020 to September 30th, 2021. Very quickly, the funding of $11.323544 million is been allocated within the project codes: general administration, peer counselor, registered dietitian, lactation specialist, lactation services, SNAP, ed program, breastfeeding, extra funding for the summer food program, and extra funding for the Texas Internet.
Move for approval.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And the second action item would be the requesting approval for the county judge to DocuSign the contract and related documents.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item B would be approval of redistribution of funding notice fiscal year 20 from the Health and Human Services Commission, DSHS, in the amount of $250,000 from the extra other funding program, which is program 24.
Move for approval.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 2 would be the approval to de-obligate $250,000 from other funding, program 24. And then I'm asking the court on the next action item to approve and appropriate $125,000 into the IPE program, program 23, and $125,000 into the COVID-19 program, program 26.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners, for the record, that was 13B, 2, and 3 that you just took action on.
Yes. Item 14A.
That's Mando. I'll do 15.
Authorization and approval to apply for the 2020 Game Time Playground Grant.
You want to do it?
For the county judge to sign all required documentation.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 15A.
Good morning, Judge and the Commissioners. Belinda Reyes, Precinct 4. Item 15A, AI 76787, authorization approval to apply for the 2020 Game Time Playground Grant with authority of the county judge to sign all required documentation.
Move for approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 16A.
Morning, Judge, Commissioner Sergio Cruz, Department of Budget and Management. Item 16A, discussion, consideration, and action to approve the ratification of necessary CARES Act Relief Fund expenditures as listed on Exhibit A, totaling $516,430.59 to cover costs not accounted for in the current budget and cannot be lawfully funded by line item, allotment, or allocation in connection with the ongoing COVID-19 public health emergency. The court, having reviewed the agenda item briefing, herein finds that such expenditures are reasonable and necessary for the intended use, along with item 16A2, which is the approval of the interdepartmental transfer.
Move for approval on 16A1 and 2.
Second.
Motion and second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 16B, discussion, consideration, and approval of various orders authorizing the establishment of streetlights along county roads located in the following subdivision: Village Grove 1, Presidio Estates 2, Los Olivares Acres 2, and Owasa Acres.
Move for approval.
Second.
Have a motion and second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. On 16A, did it include 1 and 2? I missed
Yes.
that.
Yes.
1 and 2. So moving on to item 16C is approval of advance funding agreement between Hidalgo County and the Texas Department of Transportation for the Mile 6 West road project from State Highway 107 to Mile 11 North, CSJ number 0921022286, and approval of the order authorizing the county judge to sign the agreement for said project.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 16D is approval of the 2020 interfund transfer from Precinct 1, Westaco, for the Westaco Mile 10 North Road project from Mile 6 West to FM 1015 to the Precinct 1 Westaco Mile 10 North project in the amount of $130,500.
Move for approval.
Have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 16E is approval of 2020 interfund transfer from Road and Bridge into TxDOT Fund 1315 in the amount of $26,869.60. And this is the fund supplemental number 2 for work authorization for said project.
Move for approval.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 16F is approval to create the longevity slot for the Criminal Investigator 2, which is going to be slot A047 for program 11.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Carries.
Item 16G1 is pursuant to Texas Local Government Code 111.070 is approval of an emergency appropriation from the general fund balance in the amount of $2 million for emergency related expenditures related to Hurricane Hannah.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 16G2 is approval of certification of 16G2 A and B is approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor and appropriation and interfund transfer in the amount of $130,500 for the Precinct 1 Mile 10 North Road project from Mile 6 West to FM 1015.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Carries.
Thank you, Judge Commissioners.
Thank you, Sergio.
Judge, if I may, 17A.
Yes.
Purchase Department. A1, this is approval to execute awarded construction contract with Noble Texas Builders for the ADA bus shelter on North 2nd Avenue and Stubb Street, including authority for the project engineer Hafen Associates to issue and send formal notice to proceed. All observations have been taken care of.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And Ms. Marty, the appropriate 1295 will be on file?
They've been done. I just announced that. Thank you.
Oh, my apologies.
No problem. Item A2, this is pursuant to contract number 194 and in accordance with provision 2.3, modification of an executed statement of work between Hidalgo County and SADA Systems for project titled Cloud Hosted and Managed Email Services, requesting approval of the purchase of 1,000 additional licenses and authority for IT Director Daniel Salinas to sign the change request form. This is subject to funding by the Department of Budget and Management.
Move for approval.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Carries.
Item 3A, discussion, consideration, and action to approve a necessary CARES Act relief fund expenditure to cover costs not accounted for in the current budget and cannot be lawfully funded by line item, allotment, or allocation for Hidalgo County in order to assist with county functions in compliance with public health measures related to the ongoing COVID public health emergency, with ensuring the forensic center is equipped to handle the increased demand as we are experiencing a high volume of fatalities in the county directly related to COVID. The court, having reviewed the agenda item briefing herein, finds that such expenditure is reasonable and necessary for its intended use.
So move.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Carries.
And referring back to the letter of observations, the agenda item briefing has been uploaded as backup. Item B, requesting exemption from competitive bidding procurement requirements pursuant to Texas Local Government Code 262.024A7 as attached herein.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item C is acceptance and approval of a sole source declaration for Clinical Image Management Systems, LLC, for the purchase of the Lodox NA LLC EX Tarot DR digital radiography image system, including any present and future accessory, supply, support, service, and maintenance from SIMS, which is Clinical Image Management Systems, LLC, under the quote in the amount of $565,550 to be used by the Hidalgo County Forensic Center, with said declaration to remain in effect while in place or until revoked by Commissioner's Court. Could I have action?
So move.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item D is approval of the master service agreement with SIMS, Clinical Image Management Systems, the sole Texas distributor of the Lodox NA LLC products.
Move for approval.
Okay.
Have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item E is pursuant to the terms and conditions of sale, authority for the county treasurer to issue 20% down payment upon execution of the agreement, 70% upon delivery of the system, and the final 10% net 30 after installation, after the procurement procedure has been completed by the county. The processing procedure has been completed by the county auditor's office.
So move.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item B, under the county judge's office for emergency management. A, discussion, consideration, and action to approve a necessary CARES Act relief fund expenditure to cover costs not accounted for in the current budget and cannot be lawfully funded by line item, allotment, or allocation for the Hidalgo County Office of Emergency Management for the relocation to the of the operations and call center of the emergency operations and call centers in order to assist with county functions related to the public health measures addressing the ongoing COVID public health emergency. The court, having reviewed the agenda item briefing, herein finds that such expenditure is reasonable and necessary for the intended use.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item B is acceptance and approval of a service agreement between Hidalgo County and Wright Ogden Figueroa Alex Architects in connection with the project-specific renovation and remodeling of 2 county-owned buildings to serve as emergency operation and call centers for the Office of Emergency Management, subject to any compliances, although so far we do have checked off all the observations. Could I have action?
So moved.
Move for second.
We have over 50,000 calls to that call center. We have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item C, Executive Office, requesting authority to advertise an approval of procurement packet as attached to Tier 2 for the demolition of Hidalgo County Juvenile Youth Village, including the re-advertisement if necessary.
Move for approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item under D1, Sheriff's Office, requesting exemption from Texas Local Government Code 22024A2 and 351.0415C5. Could I have action?
Move for approval.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item B, let me preface it by telling you that the Texas Department of Correction no longer comes and transports paper-ready inmates that are ready to start serving their sentences in state prison because of COVID. Therefore, item B is required and necessary. That is requesting to award El Valley Charters LLC for the provision of bus transport services commencing upon approval and expiring 12/31/20 and subject to the Form 1295. I believe those have already been complied with.
This can be covered under CARES, but motion to approve.
Yeah, why wasn't it put under care? Because this is rental.
We could always reimburse ourselves later.
Yeah, the sheriff wanted to use his discretionary funds to get this going really fast because he's got a very small window of opportunity to get the inmates over to the state, and they've given him like 3 or 4 locations that he's going to have to be shipping inmates to. So he wanted it done as quick as possible.
We can always reimburse ourselves later.
How much is it?
The trip will cost him, because the first trip is all the way to Abilene. That's the holding position.
Okay. All right.
So it will probably run about $4,850 per day.
Okay.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Under E1 for Precinct 1, we're requesting acceptance and approval of Supplemental Agreement 2 for LNG Engineers, resulting in the addition of archaeological and historical services with an estimated increase or decrease of 0 for services under Work Authorization 1 for the Mile 6, Mile 11 to State Highway 107 project.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Under E2A, pursuant Texas Local Government Code 263-152, discussion and approval to declare as surplus law enforcement vehicles as listed in Exhibit A contained herein, including the authority to remove said property from the Hidalgo County Sheriff's inventory list. This item is for the Sheriff's Department.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item B is in accordance with Texas Government Code 791-001 through 003, 2 and 3, requesting approval of an interlocal cooperation agreement between Hidalgo County and the City of Alton for the mutual benefit and assistance in connection with surplus law enforcement vehicles.
Move for approval.
I have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Yes, for Precinct 4, item F1, requesting approval of second amendment to professional services contract for construction material and geotechnical testing services between Hidalgo County Precinct 4 and Ramba Kistner to extend the termination date to 12/31/20.
Move for approval.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Carries.
Item 2 is requesting approval of the second amendment to professional service contract for construction material and geotechnical testing services between Hidalgo County Precinct 4 and MEG Engineers to extend the termination date to 12/31/20.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 3 is acceptance and approval of supplemental number 2 to work authorization 1, contract as posted 137 with LNG Consulting Engineers, DBA LNG Engineering, to amend Exhibit B, scope of services, and update Exhibit D1, estimated man-hour breakdown, with an increase of $26,869.60.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Carries.
Under item G1 for Justice of the Peace, Precinct 3, Place 2, pursuant to Texas Constitution, Article 3, Section 52, requesting acceptance and approval of a public purpose declaration for fiscal year 2020 to include the purchase through the protocol of requisition and PO of miscellaneous items through the affixing of any applicable identifying JP32 logos, and that is as posted on the agenda for all those items detailed.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item H1, Health and Human Services Department. A, discussion, consideration, and approval of a necessary CARES Act relief fund expenditure to cover costs not accounted for in the current budget and cannot be lawfully funded by line item allotment or allocation for the purchase of disposable lab coats in order to assist with county functions related to medical and public health expenses addressing the ongoing COVID-19 public health emergency. The court, having reviewed the agenda item briefing, herein finds that such expenditure is reasonable and necessary for the intended use.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Carries.
Item B is requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements pursuant to Texas Local Government Code 262, 1, 2, and 7 attached herein.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Carries.
Item C is requesting approval to purchase disposable lab coats through distributor Promo Universal in the total cost of $93,000.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item I1 for IT, discussion, consideration, and action to approve a necessary CARES Act relief fund expenditure to cover costs not accounted for in the current budget and cannot be lawfully funded by line item, allotment, or allocation for Hidalgo County in order to assist with county functions and compliance with public health measures related to the ongoing COVID public health emergency, with establishing a Wi-Fi project to assist citizens with distance learning, including technology improvements, as well as improving telework capability. The court, having reviewed the agenda item briefing, herein finds that such expenditure is reasonable and necessary for the intended use.
Move.
Second.
We have a motion and second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item B, requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements under Texas Local Government Code 262-024A1 and 2 as attached herein.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Miss Marty, I'm going to ask you to pause there for a second. Judge Cortez and commissioners, it is 11 a.m. There is a scheduled 11 a.m. public hearing. If we could please return to item 11B1.
I hereby call the public hearing to consider public comments concerning the amount of mandatory payments required to be paid by paying hospitals for fiscal year 2021 and how the revenue derived from those payments are to be spent. Did anybody sign up for any comments?
Mr. Lopez?
No one signed up.
Any commissioner want to say anything? Hearing none, then that closes the public hearing. Move to item B.
Yes, sir. This is Eddie Olivares, Hidalgo County Health and Human Services. Item B, consideration and possible approval of the mandatory payment to be assessed quarterly by Hidalgo County Healthcare Funding District on a net patient revenue as an institutional healthcare provider and how the revenue derived from those payments is to be spent. Sir, let me explain this very quickly, what we're doing. Back in 2013, under Senate Bill 1623, there was a creation of the Local Participation Provider Fund, which allowed local hospitals, private hospitals, to be assessed a fee. That fee in turn will be collected, and that fee would then be looked at and multiplied to be looked at developing for intergovernmental transfer to enhance access to indigent health care services throughout Hidalgo County. The law clearly states that it's to be based on the net revenue for any year after 2010. This year, the base revenue is being based on 2018 through 2019. That net revenue is $1,795,384,846.00, basically rounding it up to $1.8 billion. Based on that, the recommendation of the action that was taking place today, we're looking at a percentage that would be assessed a fee to follow through on getting the fees collected by the tax office. That's what that discussion is here for. The money is used for intergovernmental transfers to be helped with uncompensated health care, for indigent health care programs and other uncompensated health care, to be used for the Delivery System Reform Incentive Payment, or DSRIP, which a lot of those projects include the medical school, include other diabetes and education prevention programs throughout South Texas, and also to assist with URIP, or the Uniform Hospital Rate Increase Program, which assists with providing medical services through the Medicaid program and being incentivized from Medicaid to assist with those programs. I'll pause there for questions or comments on item B.
It's a good thing to have.
Yes, sir. Any questions or comments?
Okay. I have a motion we need to approve.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item C is consideration and possible approval for Hidalgo County Tax Assessor Collector to collect a mandatory payment required by Hidalgo County Healthcare Funding District. And you, as Commissioners Court, according to the law, are the board members of the Hidalgo County Healthcare Funding District, which has no impact on general fund and no impact on taxpayers. This is strictly fees collected from the private hospitals. I want to make that very clear.
Move for approval.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item D is consideration approval to assess mandatory payment annual rate at 6%, which is allowable by state law.
So moved.
Second.
I don't understand that. What are we doing here?
On this one, sir, so part of the way the state law reads is that the hospitals their fees are going to be based on their net revenue from 2018-19. And if you look at the 6%, which is what is being put on the table today, that 6% would mean that there will be a collection of $107,723,091 would be collected in fees would be used in collection from fees from the hospitals to be multiplied into the intergovernmental transfers to help with all these other projects. And then that would be returning to the Hidalgo County Clinical Services Incorporated, or the hospitals group, to be used for indigent health care along with other programs, sir.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
So on that one, sir, basically it would be allotted in quarters. So the annual, at 6%, the annual amount collected will be $107,723,091. If you look at it on a quarterly basis, it would be $26,930,773 per quarter for the year. That would add up to that $107 million, sir, just for the record. Item E is consideration and approval to set the quarterly assessment dates And just for the record, the quarterly assessment dates are, for collection are November 30th, 2020, March 1st, 2021, June 1st, 2021, and August 31st, 2021. For the record, sir.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, sir. Item F, sir, there is no action on item F, sir.
Okay,
Thank you.
we go back to Marty. I think we were at,
Item C, Judge, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
17.9.
I'm going to take C and D together because they're the same thing. Approval to submit a wireless pole attachment license agreement between Magic Valley Electric Cooperative and American Electric Power, AEP, and Hidalgo County for the installation of equipment supporting the Hidalgo County Wi-Fi project, and those are subject to final legal review.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Carried.
And that's all I have. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Marty.
Judge, if I may, item AT 1 and 2, there's no action to be taken this week. I will defer item 19 until after closed session.
Okay, we're going to go into closed session pursuant to Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, Section 551.071, 551.072, 551.074, and 551.087. We'll be going in to discuss those matters in closed session. I have a motion to retire to closed session.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Take us to closed session, please.
Welcome. We're back. It's 12 o'clock. We're back from executive session. Valde?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Commissioner. Item 22, open session. 22A, real estate acquisition appropriation for same. There's no action to be taken today. 22B, pending and or potential litigation. There's no action to be taken. 22C, discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding response to public health emergency. I will refer back to item 19 in a couple minutes. Item 22D under open session, C-2314-20-A, Alonso Moran versus Hidalgo County and Hidalgo County Health Department. Commissioners, for the record, Ms. Josephine Ramirez's office, the DA Civil Division will be facilitating on behalf of Hidalgo County and the Hidalgo County Health Department. If we could have a motion second for the record.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Item 22E, claim of Jaciel Rico. Commissioners, I'd like settlement authority to make an offer in the amount of $120.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Okay. For the record, Commissioners, we are taking also no action on item 21A and 21B. And so if we can go back to agenda item 19, and that's discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding A, county response to disaster health emergency, 1, CARES Act funds. Subletter A, interlocal cooperation agreement with the municipalities.
I'd like to make a motion to modify our interlocal cooperation agreement with municipalities to reflect a change in due dates from August 31st to October 31st, extending it for 60 days. Is that sufficient, Victor?
I second the motion.
Yes, so just so it's clear on the record, Commissioner, you're recommending an extension of 60 days for the municipalities in which they can expend those CARES Act funds that have been designated.
Yes, ma'am. And actually, it might not be 60 days. It might be a little bit more because of the number of days. So I'm just going to say to October 31st.
Okay.
And I second the motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Okay. If I may to go to 19A1 sub B, interlocal cooperation agreement with McAllen Independent School District.
Commissioners, I don't think we have a final agreement ready on that. So I'd recommend that you authorize one of the commissioners to proceed in working out the details on that agreement.
Motion to approve.
Second.
But
And in
Just
this
the
instance,
detail,
you're
right?
authorizing,
it's just the details, Josie. We're basically agreeing to the amount,
okay.
right?
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so we expect that that one will come back.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
I
Got a
think
motion.
you've got a motion and a second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item B under 19, measures necessary to preserve public health and safety. There's no action as there's been some action taken. And item 19C, direction regarding county government operations, including but not limited to essential functions. Commissioners, as I've been reporting week in and week out, we continue to do what we need to do here at the county to protect the health and safety of our constituents when doing business at our county facilities, as well as our employees and the staff and employees, again, through facial covering, social distancing, and again, promoting the importance of the adhering to CDC guidelines as it pertains to COVID-19. With that being said, I have no further updates. And so there is no need to take, there's no action on item 23, going back to close, or item 24, no action. And so we have adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, everybody.
Everybody.